Hi viewers. I'm going to discuss all the front vowels, everything I can tell you in detail. I put the front vowels here: E, I, A, E, A. And I put these big teeth in front of them, and I'm going to use these teeth to help with measurement. So when your tongue is resting in your mouth, it sits right in here. And you see that the tongue is thicker in the back, and it gets more pointed and thinner in the front. Now, at this point, when it's relaxed, we call it lax. And this is when the tongue is not flexing as a muscle. But a front vowel is when the tongue moves forward toward the teeth. And for this vowel, A, the tongue is going to move forward. It's a low vowel, meaning that the tongue is low. And these are front vowels, meaning that the tongue is going to move towards the front. Now, when you have the tongue hitting something, it can move towards that point, the wall, and it can just stop and touch the surface, this surface. Or the tongue can flex and push. When you push, then your muscle tenses. And so this is the difference between lax and tense. Now, these two vowels, A and E, are lax. That means that when the tongue moves forward, it was just touch the tooth, not push on the tooth. So when we say A, the tongue's going to move forward. It's going to touch the tooth. It's going to touch about here, right about here. But it's not going to push or tense. So A is a lax vowel. The same thing happens with E. The tongue is going to go forward. It's going to touch the back of this bottom tooth, but it's not going to push. And so E is also a lax vowel. So in some ways, these two vowels are maybe easier because we don't have a tense vowel, and these are low. Things change when the tongue moves up this direction because all vowels need good airflow. They're not like consonants. Consonants will stop air, they'll squeeze a little space and push air through, but vowels require a lot of good air coming out. And here you see that the teeth are going to be a place where the air can escape here. But when the tongue starts to move up, and it gets above this, you can see that now the airflow is going to be blocked a little bit, and we don't want that. Now I put A here because A is the middle. It's where we begin to change the shape of the tongue to allow air to come out. So when we say A, now we have to form a tunnel in the tongue. We have to fold up the sides of the tongue in the back to allow this air to flow well out. And this is different from the position of the tongue, the shape of the tongue for A and E. It starts a little with A. So A and E, you see they're a little more forward. The tongue is moving a little more forward than these three vowels. Okay, to do that, you're going to push your tongue farther ahead in your mouth. And you're going to start to have with a slight curve. And now this part, these edges, are going to begin to touch the top of your mouth, somewhere behind these teeth. A. Now, because we're using the tongue to push up, we're tensing it more. A. I can feel my tongue pushing up onto the inside of these teeth. Also, A is special because it's not just one sound. There's one of two sounds that your tongue will move up a little. Not all the way, it will move up a little for a short time. A. Here we have I. And just like A and E, I is a lax vowel. That means that yes, your tongue is coming forward, but it's not pushing up. You can't feel it flexing. It's relaxed. It's lax. And then we have E. And E is tense, it's high, and it's closer to the front, just like A. So when you say E, you will feel a strong push up from these sides of the tongue here. Now, the tip is going to stay down. The tip of your tongue is going to stay down below this air because you formed a tunnel here with your tongue, but the air still has to get out here. So none of these vowels have the tongue touching the top tooth. The end of your tongue is going to touch the bottom tooth. And for these vowels, it's going to touch way up here, way at the top. It's just going to sit on the top or be touching the top. Where these two, this one's going to be touching a little lower, and this one's going to be touching a little lower. Okay, so we have a tense, lax, tense, lax, lax. And that's good because when these are 5 vowels with very small differences in tongue movement, up and down. And we need more than one way to identify them when we listen, because the world is full of noise, it's full of mispronunciations, and so we need more than just tongue position to help us, and I'm talking about native speakers. We need backup. We need something more to make sure that we hear the right sound. And that is long vowels and short vowels. And you'll see that the tense A is long and the tense E is long. So if you listen, you'll also, the vowels that are closer to the outside are long, and the vowels that are more inside are short. So if you listen, you will hear a difference in length. E, I, A, A. And this difference is important in saying the vowel correctly. What I'd like to do now is a little exercise so that you can listen and see if you can hear the different vowels. So I have the vowels here in IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet, and then I have these rows, these vertical rows, where all these words have this vowel and all these this vowel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read each row, and then I'm going to say about 3 words and see if you can pick the right word. So, eel, ill, ale, L, al. Okay, now I'm going to say a word. Ale. Ill. Al. Okay, this row. Reap, rip, rape, rep, rap. Rep. Rip. Reap. Okay, here. Keen, kin, cane, ken, can. Kin. Keen. Can. Beat, bit, bait, bet, bat. Bet. Bait. Beat. reek, rick, rake, wreck, rack. Wreck. Rick. Reek. Thanks for watching, and thanks for learning English.